Today we dive into the twisted world of one of America's most notorious serial killers, Ted Bundy. Ed Bundy was raised to be a charming, well-spoken, and intelligent young man. He was born in Burlington, Vermont, on November 24, 1946. But even as a teenager growing up in Washington, Bundy was beginning to show the traits of the deranged serial killer he would eventually become. In interviews, he recalled being a loner who would prowl the streets for abandoned porn or broken windows to spy on unsuspecting women. He also revealed that he had a long criminal history as a minor that was expunged when he turned 18. He had graduated from college in 1972 and appeared to have a lot of potential for a career in politics or law.
Does that mean ultimately you want to get involved in the criminal justice system?
The funny thing happened to me on the way to labor law class one morning. I got 2 weeks in the spa, and yes, I intend to complete my legal education and become a lawyer and be a damn good lawyer.
However, that career would come to an abrupt end in 1974 when he gave in to his true passion and began viciously attacking his first confirmed victim. He preyed on young and attractive college women, first in his hometown of Washington, then in Utah, Colorado, and finally in Florida. Bundy would prey on these women while wearing a sling or a fake cast on his leg and walking on crutches. He would then use his charm and pretended disability to persuade his victims to assist him in carrying books or unloading objects from his car. He was also known to impersonate authority figures such as police officers and firefighters in order to gain the trust of victims before attacking. He would hit them over the head with a crowbar or pipe once they got to his 1968 tan Volkswagen Beetle. He would hit his victims, and then he would hit them over the head with a crowbar or pipe once they got to his 1968 tan Volkswagen Beetle. He would immobilize his victims with handcuffs and force them into the vehicle after hitting them. Bundy had removed the passenger seat and frequently stored it in the trunk or back seat, leaving an empty space on the floor for his victim to lie in while he drove away. Bundy was able to rape and murder a large number of women in this manner. He usually strangled or bludgeoned his victims and mutilated them after they died. He then prolonged the events by returning to the corpses' dump sites or even taking them home for more sexual gratification. He even displayed their decapitated heads in his apartment in some cases and slept with their corpses until putrefaction made it unbearable.
Do you ever worry about what some of the parents of some of these women who think you are guilty, that they might come after you?
I don't worry about it. There are crazy people anywhere. I've been told that the parents of these girls are fairly decent people. I don't know, and I really feel for them because apparently they've suffered an incredible tragedy in their lives. The loss of a loved one is probably the most extreme kind of loss you can suffer in this life.
As the body count increased and witness descriptions spread, several people contacted authorities to report Bundy as a possible match. However, based on his seemingly upright character and clean-cut appearance, police consistently ruled him out. He was able to avoid detection even longer by learning how to leave virtually no evidence that could be traced by 1970s forensics techniques. After fleeing from a patrol car, Bundy was apprehended for the first time on August 16, 1975, in Utah.
You told me that you were going to get me. He said he was going to get me, okay? You've got the indictment. It's all you're going to get. Let's read it. Let's go. Theodore Robert Bundy, you are charged, indictment, 2 counts burglary, 2 counts murder in the first degree, 3 counts attempted murder in the first degree. Design or intent to effect the death of said Lisa Levy. My chance to talk to the press. Contrary to section 78204 Florida statute. I'll plead not guilty right now. And your grand jury is being...
A search of the vehicle turned up masks, handcuffs, rope, and other nefarious items, but nothing conclusively linking him to the crime. He was released, but remained under constant surveillance until he was arrested again, several months later for kidnapping and assaulting one of his victims. Bundy eluded capture a year later after being transferred from Utah to Colorado for a new trial, but he was apprehended within a week. He then escaped for the second time on December 30, 1977, and was able to reach Florida and resume his killing spree. Before being apprehended for a traffic violation on February 15, 1978, he raped or murdered at least 6 more victims, 5 of whom were Florida State University students. On January 24, 1989, he was sentenced to death and died in the electric chair. Bundy had confessed to 30 murders at the time of his execution, though the exact number of his victims is unknown.
For I find it somewhat absurd to ask for mercy for something I did not do. So I will be tortured for and will suffer for it, and receive the pain for that act. But I will not share the burden for the guilt.
This court, independent of, but in agreement with, the advisory sentence rendered by the jury, does hereby impose the death penalty upon the defendant, Theodore Robert Bundy. Take care of yourself, young man.
Thank you.
I say that to you sincerely. Take care of yourself. It's a tragedy for this court to see it's such a total waste, I think, of humanity that I've experienced in this court. You're a bright young man. You made a good lawyer. I'd love to have you practice in front of me, but you went another way, partner.
Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey into the life and crimes of Ted Bundy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime content. Until next time, stay safe.